Okay. I will go first.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do this.
Mm-hmm.
No silliness.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Alright. Count me down.
3, 2, 1.
This week.
No Man's Sky!
This week on Dedicated Discussions, the PlayStation Experience happened and we weren't there.
Also, Amiibos are going crazy.
Way crazy. We have some news about that. The Video Games Awards happened.
I do not agree with everything that happened with that.
No, I figured you wouldn't.
And the creator of video games finally rests in peace at age of 92. All that and more on this week's episode of Dedicated Discussions. I'm Dan.
And I'm Kylo Ren, and this is the Dedicated Server. Hi, everybody.
You just had to fit Star Wars in there.
Yep. Surprise, of course. Dude, did you see how they revealed the character names?
On the trading cards, I believe?
That is amazing. If they don't actually make those so I can get my hands on them, I'm going to be so disappointed.
Okay. You do know soon you're going to have to start your own Star Wars podcast because of how much you talk about Star Wars on here.
We're working on it. Some behind the scenes
Mm-hmm.
rumblings have been happening. I may or may not
I don't
have...
believe this other person exists.
I may or may not have set a date, an actual date for us to make a test recording for you to work your magic on.
My
Anyway.
Dark magics.
Anyway, how was your week, Dan?
It was pretty good. Can't complain too much.
That's
Playing
good.
some old school games. Well,
Okay.
not old. I guess you'd call it old school these days. Some old Command and Conquer.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I spent most of the week going back and forth on whether or not I should buy a PSP.
I say go with the Vita.
Maybe. I want to play all the old Star Wars Battlefronts. And some of them, I want to make sure that I can play them on the Vita first. I'm just, for some reason, even though I have Google literally at my fingertips at all times, I haven't looked up if a Vita can play PSP games. Because
You can play Battlefront on your computer.
Anyway.
I totally hooked up your controller for you.
Speaking of Sony systems, the PlayStation Experience took place this week, and they made a lot of awesome announcements and showed a lot of awesome gameplay footage.
Okay, well, what were you most excited about?
It had to be Uncharted 4. There's no other answer. It looked incredible.
I love the graphics, I love the style. I'm not so crazy about Nathan Drake's face.
That is the dumbest complaint I have heard.
If that's the only complaint I have, it's good.
It has your boy Troy Baker in it as his brother. How could you possibly hate this game at all?
I'm not saying I hate the game at all. I'm just saying, like, if you look at the side by side, yes, his face is a lot prettier this time around, but it looks like a different face.
There was some crazy, awesome looking new combat in the system looking stuff in the footage. Oh my god, I cannot wait for this game. And at the very end of the footage, they confirmed that it will come out in 2015. Probably not till the tail end of 2015, but it will be out.
Okay.
So that is.
I have a strange opinion on release dates these days. Where
Yeah.
I'm okay with it being pushed back if it needs to be pushed back.
And speaking of that, quick tangent. My friend Robert is probably listening to this right now. I don't know if he's heard yet, but Witcher 3 also got announced that it was delayed until May of next year again.
I'm okay with that. I am completely okay.
Yeah, I still want to play it, though.
Because Witcher 3 is so high up there to be such a good game that I don't want it to be all hype. We've said it plenty of times before. We'd rather wait for games to wait until they're finished.
Yeah. They made some more announcements about Bloodborne. They're getting a chalice dungeon.
It's a new procedural dungeon crawling mechanic.
It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun
Yeah.
multiplayer, and I can't believe I just said that.
Well, well, if you take like a game like Dark Souls, which people are comparing it a lot to, the only problem with Dark Souls is you know where every single enemy is if you're playing it with your friend. There's no diversity between the levels.
That's fine.
This adds it.
When I'm playing with my friends, we're hardly paying attention to that kind of thing anyway.
It becomes stale after a while. That's what I'm saying.
I could see that. It's over now, but EA also gave away 3 free games for PlayStation users. I know how much you love EA games, so I had to throw that in there.
What
hey,
games
they're making Battlefront. You can't rip on EA.
I know that. Yeah, I totally can rip on EA. Battlefront is not enough for me to forgive the crimes against video games that they have done.
Okay, we're moving on from EA. The other big probably the biggest announcement, you don't really care about, but I'll talk about it for a minute because I like fighting games. Ultra Street Fighter 4 is gonna be on PlayStation 4, but that was not the big announcement. The big announcement was that Street Fighter 5 was announced, and it's going to be a PS4/PC exclusive. Never coming to Xbox One, more than likely, because Sony is actually assisting Capcom in the development of the game itself. And, on top of that, it's going to cross-platform between the PS4 and PC. That's pretty awesome.
That is awesome. No, fighter games are always better on controller, so it will give console players a bit of an edge. Unless they use a controller for their computer. But I'm happy because you know what? I could play Street Fighter 5 with you if I wanted.
That's true. Or you could just get a PlayStation 4 and not be lame.
PC Master Race.
A new IP that I think actually looks pretty cool is Drawn to Death. It's the director of God of War, David Jaffe, has created it. It looks like it's hard to describe. It looks like an action game if it was taking place inside of a notebook.
So, it's 2D, right?
Yeah, it looks like it's 2D, and it literally looks like it's like hand drawn and takes place almost inside a high school kid's notebook. It looks really cool.
Well, it's a 3D game. It's just the graphics are. Yeah, it makes use of the thicker draw lines, much like Borderlands. This actually looks pretty freaking cool.
I love the aesthetics of it, and I'm pretty excited to hear more about it.
I'm looking at this right now. I absolutely love the art style of this.
Yeah.
It's like every daydream and doodle you had as a kid.
It's what Sunset Overdrive should have been.
Yes.
Anyway,
I mean, I do rip on Sunset Overdrive. It's not that bad. I just feel like it was given too much hype.
Yeah, I agree.
But oh Jesus, what the? Okay, this is
Dan
winning
just
for me.
died, everybody.
This is winning for me.
Okay. Dan, do you like Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah, who doesn't like Final Fantasy VII?
Guess what? It's coming to PS4.
Yay!
Not in HD.
Yeah, it was gonna come eventually.
Yeah.
It's gonna be made available on every console ever for Sony.
It's the PC version just getting a port, but that's still kind of cool.
I mean, yeah, it works.
Fat Princess Adventures was announced. There was another survival horror game announced. The Forest.
Yeah.
Nah, who cares?
There's just too many survival horror games, in my opinion.
And they teased, but didn't I don't think that they officially confirmed that there's a new God of War in development.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Which surprises nobody. So
it wouldn't surprise me. The series hasn't done any major crimes against video gaming.
No, I only played the first one, so I don't have a lot of experience with the God of War. I got it, you know what I mean? Hack people to death, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun time. The story is a bit
I
weak, a bit strong at sometimes.
actually,
It's like a roller coaster.
I actually have a friend whose ex-boyfriend named his son Kratos. Anyway,
Okay, okay.
lots of good announcements, some exclusives. I don't, you know how I feel about console exclusives. I don't like them at all, but at least this one makes sense since Sony is actually helping with the development of the game and not just paying the studio for the exclusive rights.
Yeah,
So
it's like, oh, we helped make it, so it's ours.
yeah, that I can understand. It's those Xbox and Square douchebags that are making
But,
the
uh, um, Broken Age is actually coming to the PS4 also, which has only been available on PC so far, and it is a very, very nice and relaxing point-and-click adventure that I actually enjoy.
maybe I'll check it out now that it's on console.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I was pretty excited as a PlayStation 4 owner that Sony has not made many missteps as far as I'm concerned since the release of the system. They've made me nothing but happy. This further confirms that I made the right decision when I was choosing between that and Xbox. For me. And for anybody else with a brain.
Yeah, PS4 can do a lot before I would consider Xbox being better. Anyway, moving along.
After Dan took, don't worry, Dan took a drink. If you didn't hear, what are you drinking, Dan?
Water.
Water.
Faucet water. It's the
You
water
water.
of gods.
Ugh. No Brita filter?
Nope.
Ugh, that's gross. Anyway,
Have you not drinking from a water fountain ever in your life?
no.
Pansy.
You know what you might find in your tap water? Amiibos.
Segway fail.
That was a failed segue. But anyway,
Yeah, you can trust me to get my own Segway down. Jesus.
oh, okay. Well, what's your brilliant segue from water conversation into Amiibos?
I was gonna say insert Jeremy saying Segway here.
Segway. That's not a. So Nintendo sold an ass ton of Amiibos.
A shit ton of Amiibos. Oh my god.
All the tons.
Between this and Super Smash Bros. and Mario Kart 8, I think they're out of any fiscal red right now.
But here's the thing, and this was kind of shocking to me. It's looking like the initial sales numbers are about 710,000 Amiibos sold.
Mm-hmm.
That's how many copies of Super Smash Bros. Wii U they've sold.
Okay. First, you need to think about it. It's not gonna be just one person buying a one Smash Bros. Player buying one Amiibo.
Oh, I understand.
They're buying them by the truckloads.
But that's still shocking.
I,
That's like their big. That was their home run swing game, and it hasn't even sold 1 million copies yet.
the problem with Super Smash Bros. Is it came out after the Super Smash Bros. For the DS came out.
Yeah, and I guess more people have 3DSs. But I was taken aback by that stat.
It's just like there's some people who bought the one for the DS and decide, oh, I can wait on the one for the Wii U.
Yeah.
There are people who had to have both. There are people who only waited for the Wii U. But the fact that they were staggered like that, of course it was going to hurt the Wii U sales a little bit.
Have you seen them?
Yes, I have.
The Amiibos? What do you think?
I think that they are cooler looking Disney Infinity figures.
They look better, right? They look like they don't look like they were cheaply molded out of rubber and thrown into a package by some kid in China.
I feel like the models for the Disney Infinity, it's supposed to be very, very cartoony. There's more definition in the Amiibos.
Yeah, the sculpts are way better. They're more dynamic. I think they even have posability. I don't know if you've ever touched a Disney Infinity figure. It's a giant hunk of rubber. You can't move it. It's not very cool. I don't like it at all.
Well, this is for a slightly older audience than what Disney Infinity markets to.
Yes, correct.
And
And
it needs durability for those little kids.
and for all you people who want every amiibo, you better hurry up and try and find them because it's looking more and more like some of the lower selling amiibos and lesser known characters, like the Wii Fit Girl, are probably not going to go back into production.
Well, number one, I call a slight BS on that. Nintendo's usually really good with following through with its word on stuff like this. But I have a feeling that the demand is going to go so high for those very quickly.
For Wii Fit Girl?
Well, not for Wii Fit Girl.
But that's what I'm saying.
But there are certain ones that will be. And
well, they already said that characters like Mario and Link and Luigi and them, they'll keep them in production.
Yeah, they're staples.
Forever. But like Wii Fit Girl, we're just gonna keep picking on you. I'm sorry, Wii Fit Girl, but Wii Fit Girl is not an in-demand character. But I've seen some sell on eBay now for like $53.
Exactly. They're creating demand by scarcity.
But when you do that, they do not always go back and
that's why I'm calling a slight, because I'm sure they have full intention of keeping all those off of production. But at some point, demand might be so high that they might throw like a special run in at some point.
I don't know, man. I don't.
Wii
see
Fit Girl, I
doing
don't
that.
see ever coming.
Oh, poor Wii Fit. Now I kind of, it's sad. Now I kind of want a Wii Fit Girl.
See what I mean?
I don't have a Wii U. I don't have.
When you tell someone you can't have something, they want it.
Not always. I've been told many a time I can't have something, and I didn't want it anymore. Anyway, I don't even have a Wii U, but I kind of want to buy some of these amiibos. Some of them look pretty cool. I feel like I need a Link and a Yoshi.
I'm gonna get some for my friend who has a Wii U.
You gotta buy yourself a Link.
I do. Link is my favorite Nintendo character.
Ah, but is he your favorite character?
He's like in my top 5.
Top 5, you say? Was that a tease?
That is such a forced segue.
Oh, what a tease. That wasn't a segue, that was a tease. No, that was a tease.
A tease to the Christmas episode.
Well, it's not a tease if you tell them. You're terrible at teasing. Jesus, you need lessons.
I don't like teasing. Or do I?
Oh, no. Okay, sorry for the nightmares, everybody. Speaking of nightmares, the Video Game Awards took place this week. I'm going to nail these segues every week, guys, just so you know.
And I'm going to keep getting headaches.
That's fine. 2 million people watched the Video Game Awards this year. How about that?
Which is up 75% from the year before, I believe?
Dude, last year's... Did you watch last year's?
No.
It was online only, and I think it was online only, but it was Joel McHale hosted it. Mm-hmm. It was like painful to watch. Mm-hmm. It was awful.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that was about 3/4 of a year after G4 cut out. Not even.
Well, they were never on G4 anyway. They were on Spike.
Yeah, I know, but like, they looked at that, and I'm sure they said the demand for video games on TV is dwindling. Because
I don't think that's true, though. Well, maybe it is true.
They phoned it in.
Maybe it is true. I mean, would you be more likely if you're a 14-year-old to hop on your iPad and watch it on a live stream on YouTube, or turn on your TV and turn on Spike? I don't even know if every cable provider has Spike anymore. It's kind of lame that there's still a television network. Anyway, some of the big winners were Nintendo for Developer of the Year. Hearthstone won for Best Mobile Game.
With all the other mobile games that have come out, yeah, they're probably right. It is the most popular one.
Destiny walked away with Best Score and Best Online Experience. Go figure.
Best Score, I can believe. Best Online Experience? Debatable, but when I heard what was up against, it was kind of a toss-up.
Yeah, I mean, it was up against Call of Duty, Dark Souls 2, Hearthstone, and Titanfall.
I mean, Hearthstone, it's no. It doesn't win in that category, I don't feel like. Dark Souls 2, it's a great online experience, but you will hate your life within half an hour of playing it every time you start playing it.
Yeah.
And Titanfall could have won it, but...
in a WTF moment, Mario Kart 8 won Best Sports Game.
Believe it.
I mean,
totally believe it. I mean racing
the category,
is sports.
Well, it's Best Sports / Racing Game, but I would have given it to NBA 2K15. That game's awesome. Best Fighting Game was, of course, Super Smash Brothers. Best RPG and Game of the Year went to Dragon Age Inquisition.
Mixed feelings about that. Yes, fantastic game.
Okay, well,
great reviews. Just, it came out so soon, I feel like it's still in the hype stage.
Well, here's what it was nominated against. It was nominated against Bayonetta 2.
Okay.
Dark Souls 2.
Okay.
Hearthstone. And Shadow of Mordor. Those were their picks for Game of the Year.
Then yeah. Yeah. Dragon Age Inquisition won out of all those.
Yeah, nope. Some surprises, though. No Far Cry 4.
Yeah. I feel like the same 10 games were picked for everything.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, kudos to Nintendo for winning Developer of the Year.
Was there an indie game category?
Yes. The winner was Shovel Knight.
Really?
Yeah, it beat Broken Age Act 1, Monument Valley, Transistor, and The Vanishing of Ethan Carter.
Huh.
I may have given that to The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, but that's just me.
Transistor could be up there.
Yeah. And in the most divisive category when we were prepping for the show, Best Performance went to Trey Parker for South Park Stick of Truth over Troy Baker, which made you want to kill yourself. Trey Parker probably voiced like 50 characters in that game, and they were all different.
Troy Baker probably voiced 50 characters in the past year.
But that is not what the award was for. It was for a singular performance.
I know.
Get over it. Man, you are president of the Troy Baker fan club, dude.
I'm kind of getting there, aren't I?
Yeah. It's almost as bad as the girls in Benedict Cumberbatch.
I'm still burnt that I didn't get the chance to interview him.
Yeah. There's always this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be in San Diego again.
Anyway, moving along.
Yeah, we have kind of sad news to pass along for our final story of the day.
Yeah. The creator of the video game console passed away at the age of 92.
The young age of 92.
Yes, Mr. Ralph Baer. He created the Odyssey. And the game I believe he created for it was called Simon. It was a precursor to Pong. That's how far back this goes. It was pre-Pong.
It's pretty crazy.
Yes.
I can't believe he was still alive. 92, man. I don't think I want to live to 92.
Like this is back when they did programming in video games by arranging transistors in certain orders.
Back in my day, when computers took up 3 rooms.
Yeah, kinda.
That's insane, man. Well, rest in peace. That's sad.
That's sad, but I mean, it was time.
It was time. Maybe it wasn't time. Maybe it was like Stan Lee wandering around, getting all the women and making.
That's gonna
cameos.
be a sad day when Stan Lee passes away.
Yeah.
It's like who's gonna be in every Marvel movie now. That's the big thing for me.
It'll be Rich Johnson.
No, but like. We have to tell him we said that.
Do we?
Are you kidding? You'd love that.
Rich Johnson cameo in every movie. I can see that.
No, but to be Ralph Baer, I'm sure at the time it wasn't that big of a deal, but to look back and say, I created video games.
It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, like that's an accomplishment that like I can die being happy with.
But okay.
He had a good accomplishment behind him.
We can't. Let's talk more about Star Wars names.
No. Let's talk about No Man's freaking Sky.
I don't want to talk about No
and
Man's
how
Sky.
beautiful it looks.
BB-8 is on the move, Dan.
I don't care. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky.
Fine. Talk about No Man. I give you 2 minutes. I will not interrupt you. Talk about No Man's Sky.
Damn
Go.
well, I can't fill up 2 minutes without squeeing.
Just then squee. I give you 2 minutes. Go.
It just looks perfect. The planetary travel, the uninterrupted transitions from space to planet, the docking, the concept of starting with nothing and building up to society, because it looks like there's some form of money that you can trade along and pass through. It's like every procedurally created space survival game put together that I love and just put on steroids. And it is so high up there in my list of anticipated games right now. It is probably number 1. I am done.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the Star Wars name card.
Did you not see the footage?
I saw the footage. It looked pretty good.
Thank you.
I will give you that.
No Man's Sky.
No
If
Man's
Troy
Sky.
Baker was in No Man's Sky, forget it. I'd pre-order right now. I know it's not available for pre-order, but I'd call them up and be like, I want the first copy of this game.
No Man's Sky. Are you excited about it? Let us know in the comments below.
You had nothing to say there.
Nope.
If you want to rag on Jeremy for his horrible segues, go ahead and like our Facebook page and tell us there.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check us out on all of the various social media platforms, including
Twitter.
Woo! I'm at Jeremy Ohio.
And I'm at Radical Dan.
With 2 N's!
See, I trained him, people.
Until next week.
I'm Dan.
And I am Poe Dameron.
And this was the dedicated server.
Star Wars!
Good
Assassin's
night.
Creed!
Jerk!